Hey everyone, I am coming live tonight from YouTube and Facebook. I've not ever done that before. Let me see, I have two devices going. But the event that I set up told everybody that I would be Facebook Live, even though I wrote that I would be YouTube Live, so I'm doing both. I've got my laptop on YouTube and my phone on Facebook. So I hope that it's working. If you are on Facebook and you are having trouble hearing me, then hop over to YouTube Live, www.tinyurl.com/yoga with Erin. It's really easy. All right, Pat says he can hear me, so that's good. All right, we are going to start in about 1 minute. This is a special sequence that I am doing tonight. I typically don't teach or do YouTube Live classes on Friday nights, but this one is special for educators and anybody, but with a special focus and appreciation for educators who are gearing back up to welcome students in class or virtually. There's so many different types of schooling's going on right now, and educators are near and dear to my heart. We have lots of them in our families. I'm an educator, Pat's an educator, and both our families are filled with educators, and we just are very appreciative. We know the hard work that they have been going through. I'm trying to get this light leg out of my camera view, but I don't think it's going to happen tonight. So we know the struggles that they are facing this year with the pandemic, and everybody 100% is just putting their hearts and souls into being ready for these kids, regardless of how that looks in their individual school division. So this is my appreciation for educators, and hopefully a chance for all of you to take this hour, decompress, center yourselves, ground yourselves, and be ready for the school year ahead. And if you need another one, you can come visit my YouTube page and grab another video, or message me and come to one of my live classes. I do several a week, but I really just wanted to put this one out there for all of you. So let's start in mountain pose. Feet are hip distance apart. If you have yoga blocks, go ahead and grab them and just set them on the side of your mat. You might need them later. If you don't have them, don't worry. And if you grab them and then you don't use them, that's okay too. But I'm going to demonstrate something with blocks later. Let's roll the shoulders back. Shoulder blades are trying to get into your back pockets. Quads are engaged. Toes and heels are pressed into the mat. That arch of your foot is pulling up, kind of like almost curling your toes, but not quite. Really engaging those leg muscles. Tummy is firm. Think about why you came today. Why did you tune in today to this particular class? Set your intention for the next hour. What are the action steps you're going to do while we are together? Put that in your head and in your heart. And then take anything else that's running around in your head and set it on the side of your mat. It will be there when we're finished. Let's just try to keep this time together, focused on right now, on this moment. True heroism is remarkably sober, very undramatic. It is not the urge to surpass all others at whatever cost, but the urge to serve others at whatever cost. Open your eyes, spread your legs wide, toes pointing to the corners of your mat. Inhale your arms up. Exhale down into moonflower. Shoulder blades come together at the back. Inhale up. Exhale down. Continuing with your own breath. Two more. And we're going to switch to sunflower. So inhale up, exhale, folding into the squat, arms sweep in front of you like a big sunflower. Warming up the body here. Feeling good. It's Friday. I love that. I never used to feel like that because I worked on the weekends, but now I don't. One more. Good. Bring your feet back together. We're going to come into our first downward dog of the night. So I'm turning sideways. You don't have to. I just want you to be able to see me better. Sweeping the arms up, hinging from the hips, coming forward, planting your hands on the mat and stepping back. Pressing your hips into the sky. Bringing your ears between your shoulders and pedaling your heels. Little heel press here to warm up the back of the legs. Maybe sway the hips back and forth. Get comfortable in this downward dog. And then we'll drop the knees down and sink back into child's pose. Downward dog and child's pose are our resting poses. You can come to them anytime during our practice today. Child's pose can be knees together with arms extended. You can bring your arms back by your feet. You can have your knees nice and wide if that's more comfortable for you. And again, arms extended or back by your feet. Whatever feels good for your body today is fine. And then coming up onto all fours, stacking the joints, putting your shoulders above your wrists and your hips right above your knees. Getting a nice sturdy table. We're going to inhale, lift the chest, exhale, round the back and drop the chin towards the chest. Inhale, lift, exhale, round. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Continuing with your own breath, warming up the spine. One more each way. And then come back to neutral spine and we will come into a tiger. So what you're going to do is take your left knee, bring it towards your nose as you round your back, and then Extend the leg out and look up, lift the chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull in. One more and we'll switch sides. And bring that leg down. Lift your right leg, knee towards head, extend out. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Couple more. One more. Great. Stack those joints again. And then sink back into child's pose, whichever child's pose is comfortable for you. Maybe you want to try your arms by your feet since we were just using those shoulders a bunch. Take a few deep breaths, reconnect. And then extend those arms out in front of you. Pull yourself forward to a kneeling plank. Lower for crocodile. Drop the belly, lift the chest, and press back for child's pose. We'll flow through this a few times. Inhaling forward, exhaling lower. Inhaling, lift the chest. Exhaling, child's pose. Inhaling, plank. Exhaling, crocodile. Inhaling, baby cobra. Exhaling, child's. Warming up the whole body here. Pulling forward, lowering, dropping the belly and lifting the chest, and pressing back. Again, pulling forward for plank, lowering crocodile, dropping the belly and lifting the chest for baby cobra, and then pressing back for child's pose. One more time. Inhaling forward, exhaling, lowering. Inhaling, lifting the chest, exhaling, pressing back. Curling the toes behind you, pressing into the mat, into downward dog. And then stepping forward to your hands, reversing your swan dive. And coming back to mountain. Grab a sip of water, and then we're going to start sun salutations. We're going to do modified sun salutations for the whole time today because I'm not sure who's tuning in. So we'll keep it modified just in case. If you practice with me and you want to do the full postures, then go right ahead. But I'm going to leave the modified version, okay? So start at the top of your mat. You're going to inhale the arms up. Exhale, folding, hinging from the hips. Stepping back with the right leg onto your knee for a low lunge. Bringing the arms up if that feels good. Maybe pressing forward just a little to get a nice hip flexor stretch. Hands come down to the mat. Left leg comes around, sinking back into child's pose. Pulling forward for plank, lowering crocodile. Dropping the belly and lifting the chest, and then pressing back into child's pose again. Stepping that right leg forward. Coming up for a low lunge. Hands come to the mat. Left foot steps forward. Reverse your swan dive. Hands together. Come into chair pose. Again, sweeping up, folding, stepping back with the right onto the knee. Hands come down, left leg comes around, sinking back. Pulling forward for plank, lowering crocodile, dropping belly, lifting the chest for baby cobra and pressing back. Right leg comes forward. Low lunge. Hands come down to the mat. Left leg steps forward. Reverse your swan dive. And come into chair. Again, same side. Sweeping up, folding, stepping back with the right. Low lunge. Hands come down, left leg comes around. Sinking back into child's pose. Pulling forward for plank, lowering crocodile. Dropping the belly and lifting the chest and then pressing back. Right leg comes forward, low lunge. Hands come to the mat, feet together, reverse the swan dive. And chair. Again, sweeping up, folding, stepping back with the right, onto the knee. Low lunge. Hands come to the mat, left leg comes around, child's pose. Pulling forward for plank, lowering crocodile. Dropping the belly, lifting the chest, pressing back. Right leg comes forward. Low lunge. Hands come to the mat. Left leg steps forward. Reverse your swan dive. And come into chair. Again, same sides. Sweeping up, folding, stepping back with the right. Hands come to the mat. Left leg comes around. Child's pose. Pulling forward for plank. Lowering crocodile. Dropping the belly and lifting the chest and pressing back. Right leg comes forward. Hands come to the mat. Feet together. Reverse your swan dive. And chair. One more on this side, then we'll switch sides. Sweeping up. Folding, stepping back with the right. Onto the knee. Come down, left leg comes around, sinking back. Pulling forward for plank, lowering crocodile, dropping the belly, lifting the chest, and pressing back. Right leg comes forward, low lunge. Hands come to the mat, feet together. Reverse the swan dive and chair. Switching sides, sweeping up, folding, stepping back with the left onto the knee. Hands come up if it feels good. Bring hands down, right leg comes around, sinking back into child's pose. Pulling forward for plank, lowering crocodile, dropping the belly, lifting the chest, and pressing back. Left leg comes forward. Hands come to the mat. Right leg steps forward, feet together. Reverse your swan dive. And chair. Again, sweeping up, folding, stepping back with the left. Onto the knee. Low lunge. Hands come to the mat. Right leg comes around, sinking back to child's pose. Pulling forward for plank, lowering crocodile, dropping your belly, lifting your chest for baby cobra, and pressing back. Left leg comes forward. Low lunge. Hands come to the mat, feet together, reverse your swan dive, and chair. Again, sweeping up, folding, stepping back with the left. Hands come to the mat, right leg comes around. Sinking into child's pose, pulling forward for plank, lowering crocodile, dropping the belly, lifting the chest, and pressing back. Left leg comes forward, low lunge. Hands come to the mat, feet together, reverse your swan dive, and chair. One more time, sweeping up, folding, stepping back with the left. Hands come to the mat, right leg comes around, sinking back, pulling forward for a plank, lowering crocodile, dropping the belly and lifting the chest, and pressing back. Left leg comes forward. Hands come to the mat, feet together, reverse your swan dive, and chair. You relax, grab a sip of water. Hope you're all doing okay. All right, this next sequence, I really like. I did it in class last night live, and it was fun, so I put it into this sequence as well. We're gonna start with our feet wide like we did in the beginning. Toes are right now pointed towards the corners of your mat, okay? Right here, the front corners. We're gonna inhale up. Exhale into moonflower pose. And then inhale into a lateral flexion, straighten your legs. Exhale back down. Lateral flexion the other way. Exhale back down. Inhale up, arms are straight up, and we're going to pivot those toes so they point towards me, okay? Swan dive forward, hinging from the hips. Hands come to the floor. If you have trouble reaching the floor, you can do two things. You could grab a block. Okay, we've got level 1, level 2, level 3. Or if you move your feet out a little bit wider, you get lower to the ground, okay? So hands to the floor. Plant your left hand and lift your right hand up. Twist up, look at those fingers in the sky. Bring that back down. Now bring your left hand up. Twisting just a little. Bring that back down. We're going to walk our hands on the floor towards our right foot. Now we'll start by dropping the left knee. So we're in a low lunge. Bring the arms up if it feels good. Bring the hands to the inside of the knee. Flip your toes on your back leg and pivot, walking the hands back towards the other leg. Left leg, drop the right leg. Low lunge. Bring your hands to the inside of that knee. Prop the toes. Bring yourself back up. Come back to center. Now we're going to inhale. Exhale into a forward fold. And then begin to roll up. Bring your hands to prayer. Okay, we're going to do that again. So toes pointing to the corner of the mat. So we're going to do it a few times. We'll do it exactly that same way. Now, flowing through a little faster, and then we'll do crescent lunge instead of low lunge, okay? So, inhaling up, exhaling moonflower. Inhaling lateral flexion, exhaling moonflower. Inhaling lateral flexion, exhaling moonflower. Inhaling up, toes pointing towards me. Exhale, swan dive. Inhaling, right arm comes up for a twist. Exhale, down. Inhale, left arm comes up for a twist. Exhale, down. Inhale, walking your hands towards your right foot. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right here. Inhale, flip your back toes and walk your hands to the other side. Exhale your knee down. Inhale your arms up. Exhale. Inhale your hands down, walking towards the center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, back up. Exhale, prayer. Okay, again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, moonflower. Inhale, lateral flexion. Exhale, moonflower. Inhale, lateral flexion. Exhale, moonflower. Arms come up, feet towards me. Swan dive forward. Planting the left hand, lifting the right up for a twist. Bringing the right hand down, planting it. Bringing the left hand up for a twist. Bringing that hand down, walking your hands towards your right foot and maybe dropping the knee or maybe leaving it up and coming into a crescent lunge. Hands come to the inside of your knee, walking them back towards the left knee, dropping that back knee or leaving it up for crescent lunge. Hands come to the inside, walking back towards the center. Inhale, exhale, fold forward. Inhale up. Exhale, prayer hands. Let's do it one more time. Inhale up. Exhale, moonflowers. Lateral flexion, moonflowers. Lateral flexion, moonflowers. Arms come up, toes towards me. Swan dive forward, hands on the floor. Plant the left hand, lift the right. Look up at those fingers. Bring that hand down, plant the right hand, lift the left. Look up at those fingers. Bring that hand down. Walking the hands towards your right foot, maybe dropping the knee, maybe staying in a high crescent lunge. Hands come down into the inside of your knee, walking them to the other side towards your left. Maybe dropping the back knee, maybe not. Coming into a crescent lunge. Hands come to the inside of your knee, walking back to center, taking an inhale here. And exhale, fold all the way down. And then inhale up. And exhale to prayer hands. Pivot those feet. Back to mountain. Awesome. All right. Our next poses are balance poses. We're going to connect to, that's Faith if you hear her. I'm really sorry. Facebook, you probably hear her. YouTube, you probably don't because I'm using my headset for YouTube. She's excited for some reason. I don't know why. So we're going to do warrior 3 and standing pigeon, but we're going to connect them, which is a little bit challenging. So if you need to put your foot down in the middle, that's okay. Also, The wall is your friend. Don't be afraid to use it. Blocks are your friend. I'm going to demonstrate getting into Warrior 3 with blocks. I really like this method and way to do it. I learned it not that long ago and it's pretty cool. So if you have blocks, set them in front of you like that, okay? And you're going to bring your right leg forward and your left leg back just a little bit. Lean down, plant your hands on the blocks, lift your left leg, okay? So here you are, modified Warrior 3. And if you want to, bring those arms out. Arms can be straight out. They can be on your hips. They can be straight back, okay? And then, oops, sorry, lost my balance. From here, you bring your arms to prayer in front of your heart. Pivot back up, bring that left leg across your right knee and come down into standing pigeon. I'll do this again facing forward so you can see what it looks like from the other angle. And come on out. Let me do this for you on the same leg. So take a second while I demonstrate this on the same leg, and then we'll switch sides, okay? So I've got my right leg forward, my left leg back. I'm coming down onto the blocks, lifting my leg, lifting my arms. I'm going to bring my arms to prayer, heart center, coming up, across, and down. Love this one. Okay, so let's do it on the other side. I'm going to do it facing you. I think that's a better angle for you guys to see what's going on. So now we've got the left leg forward, the right leg back. Take an inhale to prepare. And place your hands on the blocks. Lift your right leg behind you. Let go of those blocks if it feels good. Remember, hands out front or back or on hips. Breathing. And then hands come to heart center. Bringing the body back up. Bringing that right leg across the left knee and coming down into standing pigeon. Keeping that toe flexed to protect that knee joint. And relax. Okay, so what if one or both of those poses are really tricky for you because this is your first time doing yoga? They're not the easiest poses. So let me give you some pointers that you can practice at home, okay? So for Warrior 3, if you have a wall in front of you, I'm going to use this wall. Put one leg in front, one leg in back. And when you come down, just put your hands on the wall. Okay, now you've got the stability of the wall. You're working on the muscles on your standing leg. And you're working on the muscles on your leg that's raised in keeping it up. So this is a great way to practice Warrior 3 with a little modification and teaching your body muscle memory of how it feels, okay? So you can do that for Warrior 3. Also, you don't have to get your leg all the way up there. And switch legs now. If you're here, that's fine. Okay, you don't have to be all the way here. Just try to keep the arms and the back leg in a line. So you don't want to be like this. Okay? So as you pivot, you're pivoting your whole body. All right, so and pigeon. It's a great hip stretch, but it's hard to balance sometimes. So take your tailbone, set it right against a wall, bring that foot across, flexing that toe to protect that knee, and just come down. Now you've got the wall supporting you for balance, but you're opening the hips, you're building the muscles, you're doing all the great things that you can do for your body to get stronger so that soon you can step off the wall and do it, okay? So those are some tips to working on those two poses. All right, let's move on. We are going to start our cool down. This is going so fast tonight. Have a sip of water first. If you're here, before you sign off, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, you guys just like sign in the comments and tell me that you were here. I hate that I can't see who's here. I really like knowing who participated. So just put your name or say hi to me or something before we leave. So let's come on down to the mat. I'm going to inhale up, exhale, folding. Put those hands on the mat. Come onto your knees, sink back into child's pose for a moment. Take a few deep breaths right here. You're going to walk the hands out so that your hips are high. You're going to bring your head to the mat. Arms can be out. Maybe you want to bring them back to your shoulder blades. This is called melting heart. From here, you're going to take your left arm and weave it underneath your body, under your right arm. Come onto that shoulder for thread the needle. Hips are still high in the air. Then come back up. Take your right arm, thread it through, come down onto your shoulder. Come back up. Now shift your weight onto one hip, swing those legs around. And you lie down, keep your knees up, feet are hip distance apart. We're going to do a bridge flow. So hands are at your sides. We're going to inhale the hips up, engaging the glutes, the quads, hamstrings, everything, all nice and tight. Exhale down. Inhale up, squeeze all those muscles. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. We're going to do two more, and then the last one we're going to hold. All right, hold here if you want to. Bring your hands together underneath for a bind. Clasp them underneath, kind of up on your shoulder blades now. Breathing. Unbind and relax. Good. Come to a seated position. No, not yet, sorry. All right, hands right behind your hips. Feet are still hip distance apart. We're going to press up into a table. Making sure your joints are stacked, wrists under shoulders. Ankles under knees, and lift that belly. You don't want to sag here, then lift it up. Staying right here if you want to, or if you want a little bit more, extending the legs out for incline plane again. No sagging, lift it up. And relax. Okay, now we're going to, I'm going to grab my blanket. And we're going to come forward. Bring your feet together, the bottoms of your feet together in butterfly or cobbler's pose. Hold on to your ankles and press with your elbows, keeping your spine nice and straight. Press with your elbows into your legs and just hinge forward a little bit, but keep your spine straight right here. Nice hip opening stretch here. Breathing deeply and evenly. And then maybe if it feels good, go ahead and round the spine, round the neck, drop the head, maybe even extend the hands out in front of you. Feeling the space between your vertebrae. Walking your hands back, coming back up. We're going to come into a forward fold. So if you have a strap, you can grab that. I'm going to grab mine. Sit down. Extend the legs out. Wrap your strap right around the bottoms of your feet. And again, we're going to start with a nice straight spine. And just pull forward as far as you can, keeping your spine straight. Breathing. Feeling that nice stretch in the hamstrings. And then if it feels good, go ahead and round the spine, maybe grab the ankles or the feet, drop the head. Walk your hands back up. If you have a strap, go ahead and put it on the side. And then we're going to lie down and come onto your forearms and do supported scissors on your forearms. So, lift your legs, and then one will drop, and we'll switch, and switch, and switch. Switch, continuing with your own breath. If you need to rest and hug your knees for a minute, that's fine. If you're not kicking as high, that's fine too. If your bottom leg doesn't come down as low, it's all good. Loving where you are, loving what you're doing for yourself today, knowing that doing anything is better than doing nothing. Couple more. One more each way. And go ahead and hug those knees. Lay down. Maybe rock a little bit on your back. Bring your arms out to a T. And let's extend the left leg out and bring the right leg over for a spinal twist. Looking over your right shoulder and trying to keep both shoulders on the floor. And coming back to center, bringing the left leg up, bringing it across the body, and looking over the left shoulder, keeping both shoulders on the floor. Coming back to flat. Now we're going to come into fish pose. Come up onto those forearms again. Take your fingertips, tuck them right at your tailbone, right where your tailbone meets the mat, and get those elbows underneath your back as much as you can, and then arch back. Nice little back bend here. I love this heart-opening pose. Option to bring your feet into butterfly or cobblers, or a little more opening if you'd like, or keep them straight. Coming up, remove your hands, and you can lie down for Shavasana for final relaxation. For Shavasana, you can be in corpse pose, which is what I'm doing now, just lying straight. You can bring those feet into cobbler's pose if that's comfortable. You can bring your arms to goalposts or above you, or even on your belly. If you have any lower back pain, it might be comfortable for you to do wide feet and knees are bent in towards each other, supporting each other. That relieves a little bit of pressure on the lower back. And of course, my favorite is always legs up the wall. Show you what that looks like. I always recommend getting sideways on the wall. It's a lot easier than trying to scooch up to the wall and then swing the legs up. I can't stay like this on camera because I will fall asleep, but this is a great one. I do this one when I'm not on camera. So go ahead and choose your Shavasana pose. Close your eyes. Feel your body sinking into the mat. Noticing What parts of your body are making contact with the floor? What parts have space between the floor and you? Noticing any sounds that are in your room where you're practicing today. Without judgment, just noticing the sounds. Noticing anything that you feel physically on your skin. Perhaps you feel the air coming through a vent, or maybe the sweat on your hands. Some parts of your skin might be cool, and some parts might be warm, even wet. Notice any sensations inside your body. Maybe hunger pangs or digestion. Maybe you have a tender area or joint. Just notice. No judgment. Just zoning in and paying attention. Feeling at peace for this moment. Knowing that what you did over the last hour was nurturing and fulfilling and so good for you. The bravest are surely those who have the clearest vision of what is before them, glory and danger alike, and yet, notwithstanding, go out to meet it. Before we close our practice, I would like to offer up a prayer for all of our students and staff and educators. Dear God, wrap your arms around every single student, every single teacher, assistant, office worker, central office worker, custodian, bus driver, all staff. Put a blanket of protection around all of them, whether they are in school, part-time, full-time, or at home learning virtually. Open the minds of families and school staff for new beginnings and new ideas and new ways to learn. Open the hearts of every person to embrace this new year during a pandemic. Let us all come together as a community to reach every student, to grow every student, and to connect with every student. And let us come together as a community to take care of our school staff and reach them and help them grow and understand the bumps along the road and embrace everyone with open hearts and open minds. Thank you, God. Amen. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. Thanks for joining.